everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Clarepoint podcast with me, Randy Prizzle. How you guys all doing out there? Everything good? Shway, crispy, irie? But yes, episode 19. I'm not feeling so grand. Haven't really had a good night's sleep. I'm generally all over the place. you know, Helped put up the decorations, so kind of put me in a bit of some sort of spirit somehow. Yeah, I mean, singing a few jingles will still be having wonderful Christmas time. Yeah, somewhat. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well out there. Everything's good with you guys and all of that. I have this headache as well that's been lasting since Saturday, since I played football, since I was refereeing the game, and it all went to crap. Obviously, unsaid, I'm on a trying to see how long I can go on this thing, all of the YouTube stuff without swearing or saying bad words, or covering them up for some other words. So yeah, it's not been pleasant. It's not been great. I lost my rag. Then some people were saying I was cheating when I was trying to make decisions and make the right calls. I had to book a lot of people and give them yellow cards. Didn't really want to do it, but I had to do it. But it's one of them things I was like, no. My headache's pulsating and it just keeps happening. All the yapping. People are just doing hungry hippo stuff. Do you know what I mean? Grabbing the balls and that. Pause. But I just said, I don't have time for this. You know what I mean? I had to lose my cool and lose my rag. Probably very close to probably walking off the field due to people not really accepting the decision was made. But it is what it is. This is the levels of football. Next week, I'm not going to be a ref for the foreseeable parts and times. I'm not doing it. Someone else can take over. Literally doing the whole Rick Ross song. We taking over. DJ Khaled pulling C all the time. They can do all that. Yeah. Going forward, I'm not going to do it. But anyways, that's just me waffling on, talking about my life story and all of that. But let's get on to the first subject we have of this episode of the podcast today, which is obviously Krept's Nyla song. But I want to obviously talk about the public's opinions on the situation, basically where they brought their kids out, and their kids obviously are not of the darker complexion skin, some of the kids that people had wanted them to be. Now, I just say, listen, let people do what people have to do. Certain people that are getting on their case and saying, oh, well, we see kids, but we don't see a lot of, darker skinned kids. Like, come on, man. Like, let people live in this new generation, do what they feel is right. Why are we still going back into the old school days where people are starting to try and shame people who are of different colours? Why are people doing this? Do you know what I mean? Let people get with who they want to get with and do what they have to do. Do you know what I mean? It comes down to basically some people being very insecure. You know what I mean? Very insecure about, oh, that person shouldn't be with that person because they should be with a person who's a dark complexion, especially if they're looking at a black man. They're looking at a black man and they want a black man who potentially is in the limelight to be with someone who is of a darker complexion, like i.e. like Bukayo Saka. They want some, like, let's say a lot of these guys that are in the limelight, even not in the limelight, but just doing generally okay for themselves, to be with a woman that's black. I just feel like sometimes people just go with what the feeling is, who they feel and who they want to get to know. Now, they're not probably, let's say, ruling black women out, but they're going with who they feel they have that genuine connection to, and that person that they generally see them having a future with, and obviously having children with. So I don't understand why some people keep going back to this topic and saying, why isn't it a black person? Why isn't that person with this person? Why isn't it like this? Why is the sky blue? Do you know what I mean? Why is it raining outside? Why is it always rain on me? Why is it happening? Because this is just what it is. let people do what people have to do. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if black women decided they wanted to get with white men, do what you have to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a free country. Like, if there's people out there that are so pressed by this, why are you pressed? Why are you so obsessed or so wanting to know about that person's situation that you're trying to put yourself in that person's shoes? Just be secure in your own crap. That's all I'm saying there. Be secure in what you are and who you are. And if there's a brother out there, and there probably is a lot of brothers out there that would love to get to know a lot of females, great. You know what I mean? But it doesn't generally have to be about colour. Yeah, a man has to like what a man wants to like. Do you know what I mean? If a man likes that, he likes that. Do you know what I mean? A man likes this, he likes this. Doesn't matter. For me, I'm not someone who discriminates against any colour. I'll get with anybody who has the personality I like, who likes me for who I am, who's not trying to, let's say, change me or do anything. Like, characteristics are important to me. You know what I mean? We got to vibe, we got to connect, I got to fancy you. It's all of them things have to connect for stuff, connect the dots and that. So I don't understand why there's a narrative painted, oh, look at these men in the video. They're just doing it. Can't you see the positivity of this video? Where the man them are out there, are training their kids to the world, showing positivity, yeah, positive music, yeah, saying positive stuff about the youth of tomorrow, about the children, and people are still trying to gun the video. I don't understand, but this is what society wants to do. They want to tear people down for just the simplistic things of having an idea, or just being with someone that's not them, or not the color of where they want them to be or who they want to be with. Why do you care? Get a life. Move on. It's not about you, it's about them. It's what's comfortable for them. If they want to get with a black person, they will get with a black person. Yeah, it's not saying that probably a lot of brothers wouldn't get with black women, but they would get with anyone they feel they're attracted to. It just is what it is. It's just going round and round in circles. It's like a merry-go-round. You know what I mean? It's the fairground song, like Simply Red. And not the thought coming home to you, even if I only can make it. It's a round and round stuff. You know what I mean? Like Ronan Keating as well. Life is a roller coaster, just gotta ride it. But I don't want to ride what's going on there, man. It's long, man. It's completely long. Do you know what I mean? All of this yada yada, yada yada, yappity yappity, all that bull crap. You know what I mean? Didn't swear, by the way. Still continuing the ting on. So yeah, it's just, yeah, man. People just need to just leave it where it is, man. Like, it's time wasting at this point in time. It's yappity yappity yap. I have an opinion, but it's not try and tear something that's positive down just to try and fit a narrative or agenda, or calling out this for this and that. Just leave it where it is. You're already trying to put these kids in a box before these kids have even managed to grow up. Yeah, you're already now saying, oh, well, you're not dark enough to be black, or you're not this to be this. Like, just allow it, man. Just leave it. Like, just move on. And that's me saying move on. I'm gonna move on now to obviously some advice. So I'm gonna come to give my advice as I usually give. I'm trying to find the thing, actually. I told you lot. My mind is generally not here today, but I'm trying to look for it. But yeah. As you can see, I was just tossing the phone back and forth just a minute ago. Not a minute, but 8-9 minutes ago, and tried to do that. For 4 seconds from wilding. Brain is doing a madness, trust me. It's doing a madness like skip. So, anyways, let's get into some confessions, if we have some of them, and then my reactions to them. Okay. It just doesn't seem like it's coming up. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. Found it! So here we are. Let's get back onto it. Alright. First one we come to. Husband pays me, it says. Husband pays me $50 each time he wants to do his kinks that I'm not really a fan of. I can deal with them, knowing it pleases him, but I'm getting money, but doesn't turn me on in any way whatsoever. Oh, his kinks range from owl, throat thrashing, till she pukes, reenacting his favorite porn videos to sleep that glory of the bums and lifeless role plays. That's crazy. He's mentioning tying me up a few times and leaving a note for Santa saying he's sorry he's not been a good boy this year. So here's my wife, use and abuse her as you wish. I really want to be on the good list. He's bought a Santa outfit from Amazon. Looks like I'm getting something by Santa soon. Cannot laugh. Bless him while I count my money, obviously. Okay, that's a bit wild still. That's completely wild, but the husband is paying her every time to do the kinks. But if she's not a fan of it, why does she keep accepting the money? Why doesn't she say to him, yo, babe, like, I can't do this, babe. This is not happening anymore. I have to do an American accent. Babe, I can't do this, babe. Like, we're trying to do this thing and I don't like the way this is going. Sorry about the noise in the background, but it is what it is. I can't do this, babe. Like, you and me were doing this thing and I don't really like the fact that I'm not feeling the pleasure, but I know you are and I want to appease you on that, but I'm just not feeling it. Like, I want to give you your money back because I just don't think this is going down the right direction or the right route. So I hear that you have kinks, but this is not something I'm comfortable with. Just a simple thing. I just want to tell you that. And if he's really understanding, he'll understand. Say, babe, I understand what you're saying, babe. Like, I wholly 100% get what you're saying, and I'm trying to say to you that I like what I like, but if this is too much for you, I will stop. If he's a reasonable husband, he will stop. Now, if he's a husband that is not reasonable, get rid. If this man is still trying to jack your jaw and all this stuff, ram it in your holes and everything, you know what I mean, give you a lot of soggy biscuits to be taken down, then you, man, need to delete him. Do you know what I mean? You need to delete man, because man is looking to wreck you. You know what I mean? Like DJ sets and that. He's looking to spin tables on you and turn you around and throttle you in different directions. It's moving mad. Do you know what I mean? So it's not really looking great. Do you know what I mean? And now he's bought a Santa outfit and he wants to dress you up and do all these things to you. But then you said you're counting your money. So obviously there's part of you that probably still likes this because you're still accepting this money and you're still taking this because he's a husband of yours. Now it's probably saying, are you putting this on here for attention? To be honest, are you just doing this because you're an attention seeker? Or if you really didn't like this, you'll be telling him, yo, I don't like this. This is not what I want. This is not what I want to be doing. Let's leave this out. And if he's not understanding, get rid. It's as simple as that. And that's me for the opinion on that one. That's crazy. That's an insane one still. We'll come to the next one if it does try to load. Okay, this one. I sent my first grade teacher a glitter filled card. Said, I ate an edible one night and I was like, yeah, like the Usher song. Yeah. Said, remember this? Oh, she was mean to me. I'ma find her on social media. So I did. Then I found her on Yellow Pages. I was like, yeah, you hurt my little 5-year-old feelings, ish. So you get to sweep that ish up. LOL. I would have sent a glitter bomb, but those are so obvious. A lot of people are expecting cards around this time, so 'tis perfection. More seriously, I don't like that. That's the only thing I remembered of the first grade. Well, listen, I hear it. If your teacher or the teacher of your child has been mean to your child, then send them all that crap you've got to send them. You've got to punish them somehow. You've got to make them understand that if you didn't get your way or chance to speak to that person and put them in place and say, yo, what you did to my child at that time was foul, then you've got to pay them back somehow. Do you know what I mean? Like the WWE pay-per-view event, payback. You got to pay them back. Do you know what I mean? RKO like Randy Orton or whatever you have to do. Do you know what I mean? Because the problem is, she will feel like she's gotten one over you. Do you know what I mean? You found on the yellow pages. Do you know what I mean? That's peak. Do you know what I mean? So you did what you had to do to make her know that what she did was wrong. Do you know what I mean? So whatever you sent her crap in the mail. Do you know what I mean? Thesis and all that. Do you know what I mean? Stuff coming out your hole and all of them things in there, brown stuff. Do you know what I mean? I'm not talking about the envelopes and that. And you're sending that to her. Then fairs. Do you know what I mean? She deserves to get what she got if she was the one that was out there, hurting your little kid. Because at the end of the day, for me, I wouldn't have even let it get that far. If it's me and that's my kid, I wouldn't have even let it get that far. But I would have found her. I would have called her up. Yeah, on those pages. I would have cussed her on the phone. You stupid. You know what I mean? You tried to do that to my child. You. Do you know what I mean? I'm coming for you and I'm straight gonna hurt you. I never swore, by the way. I blocked it out. You see what I did there? Just did the muting and all that. So yeah, I obviously would have called her on the phone. I would have cussed her out. You know what I mean? I would have said, listen, you know what I mean? You need to watch yourself. In terms of not threatening you, but I'm saying like there will be a parent one day that will have you. You know what I mean? That will have you. You know what I mean? Like a female parent. If you're a female woman, obviously get her to, girl fight stuff like Brooke Valentine and that. You about to throw elbows, ding, 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 ding. You about to go out low, all of that. It's about to be a what? A girl fight? You know what I mean? You get it on and all that. Mills Lane and that. Celebrity deathmatch. Ching, ching. Anyways, that's that. Anyways, just use the noise in the background. You know what I mean? As I said, I'm not alone. It's just the things that I'm going through. So yes. Well, that's that, guys, for this little confessions thing. We're going to move forward now. But before that, I'm going to take another pause because it's really loud up in here. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. Yes, seems to have calmed down a bit, the noise and all that. So I'm back again. All right, after that little pre-break and all that, which didn't really want to go on, but I had to go on because there was a lot of noise still. But anyways, let's move on to talk Arcane. Arcane League of Legends Season 2. Now, obviously, thoroughly enjoyed the animation, in terms of that. I've seen Season 1, so I've seen Season 2. Thought it was really good Season 2. Great ending to it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Animation style was clean, thoroughly enjoyable. The characters all worked well. They all did what they had to do. Didn't really think stuff was out of place. Probably in terms of where them trying to go back to the past was slightly confusing, but I think everything above all kind of hit the spot. Do you know what I mean? Great animation, great drama. If you're obviously feeling something that's action, thriller, you could say adventure, animation, this one's for you. It's available on Netflix, Season 2, Arcane League of Legends. For me, I would give it a very strong 8.8 out of 10. I think it was a really good series, and I would definitely say to people who are animation fans, thriller, action, adventure, go and watch it. So that's all. Short but sweet on that one. So let's move on to talk the next one. Well, that's not the next. There's no more. So let's move on now to the Premier League. So we're going to obviously react to that. I did come on to the Carabao Cup. I'll get onto the Carabao, the EFL Cup later on. So let's go to the Premier League. Which is obviously the theme of the Premier League. We're obviously going to react to match day 16, which obviously did happen, a week before me predicting 17, obviously. Don't know why I said that, but it's just something that came in my brain. I told you my brain's going to be doing a madness today. You're just going to have to run with it. It just is what it is. You're gonna run to it. Down, 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 down. You're gonna run to it. Down, 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 down. Well, when the feeling's bad, you're gonna run on. You're gonna run to it. Oh, gonna run. All of that. So yeah. All right. Match day 16. The reaction to match day 16. All right. Arsenal 0, Everton 0. What more to say about this, man? The fact that, again, we didn't win a game that I probably expected us to win. Everton generally at the foot of the table. We're third place currently, and we didn't win this game. I'm not frustrated. Obviously, I'm rubbing my arm tired as well. So it's annoying. It's frustrating. It's something that doesn't really surprise me, to be honest. But at home, I did expect us to win this game, to be honest. So not surprised, but obviously not really happy. You know, it's a poor result. Doesn't matter if we didn't lose the game. It feels like a loss. And what more to say about it? I didn't really watch the game, so I can't really give you more analysis on it. But just was poor. And Mikel Arteta needs to get his stuff right, man. He really does. You know what I mean? I heard some of the substitutions he made wasn't great. At the time he was making them, the people he took off wasn't great. So this is something, again, I'm looking at and thinking, what is going on here? Do you know what I mean? It seems like you're falling off at this point in time. And I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm still trying to. There's a lot of times where I'm starting to think, are you really the guy that can take us to the big times? Are you really that guy that can get us over the line? And part of me feels like you probably aren't that guy. You know what I mean? I'm starting to think that a lot more than I'm thinking it a lot less now. Because I'm starting to see a pattern emerge. Yeah, where this is something that was happening with Arsene Wenger. Where Arsene Wenger was very stubborn to make changes at the right time, was taking off the wrong people, was putting his trust in some of the wrong players, was not signing players we needed to fulfill certain positions. It feels very much to the very last days of Arsene Wenger, and I'm getting very concerned. And that's all I have to say on that. Listen, I like Mikel Arteta as a person. I think he's a nice guy, but if this doesn't turn around, if this continues, we start to get draws, I'm going to start, my mind is going to keep changing a lot more. I'm not going to say anything more. As I said, I'm going to give him till the end of the season before I start going full guns blazing. You know what I mean? And start giving everything. Everything's going to come out. And this time, I'm not going to hold back. Yeah, they may have to block the video. You know what I mean? They may have to cancel me off the channel. I may go that hard. Like the song, DJ Khaled and all that, Kanye West. Time for me to go hard is the hood I'm from. Go on, all of that. So yeah, just not happy. But let's move on. We are still third somehow. I think we are not anymore. No, we are, because Thingy lost Man City, but I think Nottingham Forest is still behind us. So we're still third somehow. Chelsea, they're pushing up. We'll talk about them. Wolves 1, Ipswich Town 2. Newcastle 4, Leicester City 0. Liverpool 2, Fulham 2. Nottingham Forest 2, Aston Villa 1. Brighton 1, Crystal Palace 3. Man City 1, Man United 2. Southampton 0, Tottenham 5. Chelsea 2, Brentford 1. Bournemouth vs West Ham to play today at 8 p.m. The time currently is 3:06 p.m. here on the same day. So I can predict that game. I think I might have done it last week, but I'm not sure if I didn't. Lopetegui, as I said, man has to win this game for him to stay. I think did he win the last game they played? I can't remember. They did. They beat Wolves. So West Ham, they're on a run, but they're away from home here. Bournemouth, they're that team that West Ham should beat. I don't know what to call for this one. Bournemouth are iffy, West Ham are iffy. I think it could end 1-1, to be honest. I'm going to go for a draw on that one. But anyways, let's get on to more about Arsenal, because I'm generally not really happy with players like Leandro Trossard and Martinelli. I just feel like these guys are not consistent enough. I feel like Kai Havertz as well isn't our forward guy that we need. I feel like there's a lot of holes in this team. Declan Rice isn't performing how Declan Rice performed last season. Um, I'm talking about previous games, so I'm not talking about this game that I've seen. Martinelli's performance in the last game I saw was awful. So it doesn't surprise me that we are tipping like a tipping point show on ITV, other ITV shows that are available. But it's crazy that this is happening. We're tipping over the edge. It's like we're Titanic right now, doing the sinking thing, but very slowly. That's what I'm seeing here. I just don't know if we have the capability to end up, let's say, getting a major trophy at the end of the season. And that's what my worry is. I don't think we're in contention for the league. I said it. I don't think we're strong enough to compete there. We keep bottling chances. When we have them to win, we don't take them. That for me has convinced me that we are not in this headspace. We're joining City down the gutter right there, because what's happening right now is despicable. But it's something that I look and say, well, because we didn't sign the players we were supposed to sign, because we let Emil Smith-Rowe go and Fabio Vieira go and didn't really replace them. You know what I mean? We're trusting Ethan Nwaneri to come off the bench and try to be our saviour. This kid is still young. You know what I mean? We're trusting Lewis Skelly now to play in a left-back position when one of our left-backs are injured. Listen, our whole back line, some of them, I think 4 or 5 of them are out for a while. You know what I mean? So we're going with a makeshift back line. It's just all messy at this point in time. And I'm not talking about Lionel. Do you know what I mean? It's just all, it's all in the trash at this period of time. So I'm very concerned. But let's move on from them. Wolves losing to Ipswich Town. Listen, I think they got a red card, and I think that changed the game on its head. I didn't watch the game, but Ipswich Town, I think, grabbed the late winner. I believe it was. I can't quite remember. My brain might be a bit foggy. Excuse me, migraines and that. So I can't 100% remember that. But a good result for Ipswich Town away from home as well to win 2-1. Newcastle 4-0 winners against Leicester. Tore them apart, didn't they? Ruud van Nistelrooy, I think on his second game as manager for Leicester. You know, not the result he wanted, but it's a brilliant result for Newcastle. A 4-0 win. You know, big win for them. Liverpool 2-2 against Fulham. They were 1-0 down, and then they got back into it, and I think Robertson got sent off. I think maybe before the one. My brain again is foggy, can't remember, but I do remember them coming back into the game with the late Jota goal to get them back to 2-2. Liverpool avoiding defeat. At the same time, it's a positive-ish result for them, because getting down to 10 men and having to battle with 10 men, it's a good result for Liverpool. So they still stay on top of the table. Still 6 points clear of Arsenal, but now 2 points ahead of Chelsea. Chelsea are right on their tails now. So Nottingham Forest winning 2-1 against Aston Villa. I think it was a Midlands derby here, I believe. It's a good result for Nottingham Forest. I think they managed to grab the win there against Aston Villa, who they're up and down at this point, Villa. But Nottingham Forest doing really well, climbing up to 4th in the table. It's a brilliant win for them. Brighton losing 3-1 to Palace. Palace, I think, surprised a lot of people beating Brighton. It surprised me as well. Didn't think Palace were going to win that game, but they managed to. It's a big win for them and a big result against Brighton. You know what I mean? The game of the weekend was Man City against United. I'm not going to lie, it was a boring game. Very boring, dire game, but the penalty changed the game. Gvardiol scored first, obviously, with a deflected cross, headed in. And then Bruno Fernandes scoring the penalty. Is a silly decision by the defender to take Ahmad out, but very clever from Ahmad. I think he's going to be a shining light for them this season, Ahmad. He's really a very, very good player, do you know what I mean? And he's doing some really big things. And, you know, the goal he scored for the second goal is incredible. You know, you have to give a round of applause to the kid to lob the keeper like that, lob it over his head, and then just calmly put it past the onrushing defenders that were coming back to try and clear. Very, very good finish. Very, very composed as well. Brilliant for the young man. You know what I mean? He's going to be the shining light for Man United this season, 100%, to try and get them out some very dire times that they were in under ETH. Now moving on to Amarin. So it's a good result for them. It's the one that still makes Haaland stay humble, huh? Do you know what I mean? That I can't say the word because obviously, but that, whole of a donkey, you know what I mean? You whole of a donkey, you deserve it for talking crap. That's what you deserve. You know what I mean? You idiot, moron, fathead. You know what I mean? You deserve that. You absolute twit. You know what I mean? So get what you get. You take what is given, shove it up your pipe hole. Yeah, wazzock. So anyways, that's that. Let's move on from Tottenham beating Southampton 5-0, which is a good result for Tottenham. You know what I mean? Don't really care about them, man, but it's a good result for them, innit? Let's move on still. You know what I mean? Chelsea winning 2-1. Listen, Chelsea obviously were down to 10 men. I think late on in the game, I think after the game, nearly had done, Cucurella getting himself sent off. But winning 2-1 against Brentford, you know what I mean? Good win for them. Keeps them second in the table now. 2 points now behind Liverpool. So it definitely is between them and Liverpool for me, I think, for the title. They really have stepped up since they've brought Maresca in and their identity has really started to blossom. Same also with Liverpool. These new manager bounces are doing things for these men. Maybe we need one as well. But anyway, just move on. Yeah, I mean, let's move on. Cool. And that's it, guys. We're going to now come to my predictions for match day 17. So, Aston Villa versus Man City. The game's on Saturday, 21st. It's a 12:30 kickoff. Who knows what's going to happen in this game, to be honest. But when I always predict Man City to win so far, they've lost. So I'm going to predict Man City winning this game. I'm going to go for 2-1 Man City. They might even lose again. Who knows? You know what I mean? So I don't care. Do you know what I mean? I'm loving the downfall C. So long may it continue. Do you know what I mean? So these men deserve what they get, to cheat. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, so West Ham, Brighton. You know what I mean? 3 p.m. kickoff. I'm going to go for Brighton. 2-1 Brighton. Ipswich Town versus Newcastle. I think Newcastle should get a result here. But the Ipswich Town could be a bit iffy as well. I think they could drop points here, to be honest. 1-1. Brentford versus Nottingham Forest. This one's a difficult one to call because Nottingham Forest, they're a team that could have dropped points easily against some of these teams at the bottom. I think they may get over the line here, just. Brentford are one of those teams, though, that they're good at home. They have a very good record at home. So, do you know what? I'm going to go for Brentford here. Yeah. 3-1 Brentford. Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. If we don't win this one, man. If we don't win this one. Yo. That's all I'm going to say. Not Yo Valley and all that. It's yeah. Let's just say the swearing thing I'm trying to avoid, it's not going to be possible in that game. It's not going to be possible that episode next week if it happens. I'm going to swear more than a sailor in a hat. More than the Pirates of the Caribbean whole franchise. It's going to happen. So yeah, we should win this one. I'm going to go for 2-1. Flip it 1-0. Arsenal 1-0. Everton versus Chelsea. I think Chelsea should win this one. They're not going to pull what we did. Everton at home, they're kind of dreadful, aren't they? So Chelsea winning this one. I'm going to go for Chelsea are free flowing right now. They're scoring goals. They're doing things. This is a Sunday game, by the way, 2 p.m. I'm going to go for. Do I see Everton scoring here? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think they will. 3-0 Chelsea. go big for that one. 3-0. Man United versus Bournemouth. Now United probably should win this game, and there's probably going to be a scrappy one because it's United. They're not going to find a way to make it comfortable for themselves. But I don't really see Bournemouth scoring either, so I'm going to go for a 2-0 Man United, probably a late goal, and then one at the start, kind of close to half time. That kind of just settles them. 2-0 Man United. Fulham versus Southampton. Southampton generally in the gutter, to be honest. After the 5-0 defeat, they probably want to bounce back, but I don't think they will. I think they'll probably try and get a goal, but I think Fulham will handle them and it'll be enough for Fulham to get over the line. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Fulham win. Leicester City versus Wolves. This can go either way. You know what I mean? It really could. And they've just fired Gary O'Neill as well. He's been fired by Wolves as well. So after the result of their last defeat. So who knows what's going to happen there? Who knows? But I think Leicester should have enough. Wolves without a manager, you don't know what they're going to bring. They could be very unpredictable, like the Jamie Foxx song. Unpredictable, you about to do something you never done before. Baby, not the usual. Tonight they're getting unpredictable. So yeah, who knows? I see potential draw here, so I'm going to go over the 1-1. And then Tottenham versus Liverpool, the game of the weekend. This is a big one. You know what I mean? At Tottenham Hotspur's ground. You know what I mean? A 4:30 kickoff. Ooh. I mean, to be honest, this could go either way. Tottenham are one of them teams that could do some things that are good, and then they could do some things that are shocking some games. So I don't back them to win this game. I think Liverpool probably would get over the line just. I think it'd probably be a tight affair, but I think there'll be a lot of goals here. I think it'd be a 3-2 game. Liverpool winning 3-2 against Tottenham. And that's it. That's it, guys, for my predictions of the Premier League. I was about to end the podcast in a moment. I've got the Carabao Cup to predict still. I'm still going to push over time slightly, but let's get on to it. It's 4 matches. So let's get on to those matches right now in the Carabao, aka EFL Cup. The quarter-final tie, Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, Wednesday, 18th December at 7:30. Arsenal should win this one. You know what I mean? I'm probably just going to be a tight affair. Probably a 2-1 Arsenal win. You know, we're at home. We should beat Crystal Palace. No questions about it. We should be advancing to the semi-finals. Newcastle versus Brentford. Big game. Newcastle should win this one, shouldn't they? But it's Brentford. It could be a tough tie. It's at Newcastle. The crowd will be up for it. The Geordies. 3-1 Newcastle. Southampton versus Liverpool. Liverpool going to win this one. 4-1 Liverpool. Southampton going to get absolutely plastered, I feel. You know what I mean? And that game is on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Tottenham versus Man United. This is a big game as well on Thursday, 19th December, 8 p.m. I believe that it will be going to extra time, and it'll probably be a penalty that decides it. Which way it's going to go? Maybe Man United's, I think. It's the history of the Tottenham. So I think 1-0 Man United, probably a penalty, in extra time, somewhat, that gets Man United to win. So that's what I'm going for. And that's it of my EFL Cup predictions and the Carabao Cup. Both of them the same thing. So yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on that? The Premier League, Arcane, League of Legends Season 2, the advice I gave, and Krept's Nala song, the public's reaction to them. What's your thoughts on them? You can put your comments below on that one, or keep them to yourself. With that, we've come to the end of this episode 19 of the podcast. Big up you guys for checking out this episode. If you've seen the episode, you know what to do below. All of that. Peace, love, unity, have fun. That's not what I usually say here, is it? But anyways, yeah, brain is doing a madness. Again, it is what it is. You have to roll with it. You know what I mean? Oasis song on that. But yeah, I've forgotten my outro. Literally, I really have forgotten my outro. I can't believe I've forgotten my outro. But I have forgotten my outro. So You guys will remember what it is. Refresh my memory. Yes, I believe this is it. I believe I was on the right track, actually. I was on the right track. But anyways, peace, love, uni, have fun. And you're either all in or clear out. But have a clearer mind than I just did. Migraines and that. But anyways,